Okay. Good morning, CMIT. This is Mr. Field. And as you know, part of my job as STEM coordinator is to do learning walks and gather some data. So I didn't want to finish that week one without giving some shout outs. Let's start with Miss Knox using randomized seating. She was right out front of her class, and each student picked a feather out. Well, they couldn't see the feather. They picked a pen, and when they picked it out, it had a color feather, and that told them where to sit. That's randomized seating, and it's a very effective strategy for grouping students. I wonder if all of us have thought about seating charts and how important those are as the beginning classroom management strategy. Miss Upshaw, I happened to go in there and ask her a question, and I just noticed that, wow, all of her students were sitting in cooperative groups, and we know that Miss Upshaw, that's part of her pedagogy, is using cooperative learning to get the most out of her students. Miss Wake, starting off week one with projects and presentations about standards of mathematical practice. How about that for a getting to know you activity? Miss Hyges, starting the kids off with the Nearpod, using formative assessment all through her lesson, making sure that she knew where the students were at each point and could pivot and adjust to what she was seeing from them. Miss Dennis, teaching in my room right here, started off day one with her restorative circle. Did we all remember to do that? And then followed it up with a learning styles assessment, letting the students think metacognitively about how they learn, how they take stuff in, and how important it is to make sure that they are using all the modalities of learning, auditory, kinesthetic, and visual, to make sure that they are receiving and retrieving the information they're supposed to. Mr. Odrago, right next door, is collaborating with me, being humble enough to try something new, and he's flipping his classroom this year. Maybe for the first time, I don't know, Mr. Drago, but he's using Mr. Field Math, and it is so fun to get to collaborate with Mr. Drago. Brand new to CMIT, and I think that we're going to have a great year. Miss Hansford, using the manipulatives on week one. She's having the students practice the scientific smelling, which is not just, but you have to walk it up to your nose and all these different things that scientists do to get those senses into observing and gathering data. Didn't know about that. Mr. Pinkney, using the wheel of names for a cold call, making sure that all of his students have that equity, knowing that they might get called on. How many of us are using the wheel of names? And last but not least for this little list, although I know there's more, I just wanted to highlight the 9 that came to mind really right away. Miss Crespo, using collaborative assessment. So over the course of this week, her students have been learning about the immune system, taking notes, discussing, doing different things, and when I walked in there, they were beginning a group project at their tables based on the information they had gathered, and that was an assessment grade, and those kids were working hard. So thank you so much, CMIT teachers, for all your efforts. I know there's more that I didn't say, but I hope you know that I'm looking, whether I'm walking past, whether I'm just popping in, whether I'm doing a learning walk. I'm noticing because I want to shout out all the amazing work that we do here and make sure that we really feel like a team. So please remember to fill out the CMIT collaborative document at least once a week so that I have that data too, and we can keep getting our cohesiveness together and giving the students and us our best effort always. Thank you so much, guys.